Hello everyone, Rockrufff here with another video, and in this video I'm gonna be showing you guys how to craft a +1 minion amulet. So, I also have some other videos about how to craft a +3 minion hammer and a +2 minion wand. Please check those out if you would want to craft those. I will leave a link down below into the description to those videos. Anyway, for an amulet, we're gonna be doing the same thing as usually. We are going to the arms dealer and we will put in a random item or an amulet if you have one. And if you do have a random item, you will go to filters and select amulet, which is down here, or necklace. And we're going to be looking at the affix list again. So, the main reason we're looking at this is because of the item level, of course, to help you guys decide what item level you need, and also the random weight allocated to help you guys decide with a base mod that you would want on your item. So first of all, as most of you know, item level 82 is going to be needed in order to roll tier 1 affixes. Now, if you are going for the ultimate mods, it is of course going to be item level 85. So if you're going, for example, for active skill level, you would want an 85 amulet. Now the best way to approach this is by getting an active skill level amulet with the mod already on it. Anyway, we are going with just an eye level 82, and as you can see, most of these most of the mods, especially the skill level, as you can see, it only requires 70 in order to roll it. But we're going with an 82, so we can try maybe hit for tier 1 max life, for example, or any other mod that you might want. Anyway, for other mods, we are going to be looking at the random weight allocated. So which mod is the hardest to roll? So, as most of you might know, it is, of course, going to be the skill level. So, as you can see, minion skill level has a 0.08% chance to roll. Just like the others also have a low chance to roll. Now, since we have a necklace, if we are going to the targeted processing and we are going to do it this way, it is going to be much more material consuming as the skill level itself. As you can see, there are many other mods that it can also roll if you are going to use target processing and then use judgment processing. Now, if we head to the affix list, as you can see, the lowest chance of rolling is in fact the skill levels. Now, other things that has a higher chance at rolling is injury buffer and regen mana per second. And these are the two mods that are going to be rolling the most as you're going to try and roll for minion skill level using targeted processing. So, the reason why we are going to get minion skill level is mainly because of this. Now, there are two ways of crafting this amulet. Now, the first way is by getting a minion skill level amulet that is already having minion skill level on it, and then lock in that mod, and then trying to roll other mods such as life and resistance. Now, the second way is gonna be a bit less, well, I wouldn't say less interesting or less efficient. It is more likely going to be you are going to roll injury buffer and mana and then get skill level. And the reason why is because if you have injury buffer and mana, you cannot roll them again, which means you will most likely roll one of these skill levels. Now, which skill level, I don't know, but each time you're going to repeat this process, it is going to cost you the same amount of materials. So, what you would want to do is roll mana and injury buffer on the prototype crafting first, so you won't have to spend much on trying to roll all three of these using targeted processing, so you will only use one per try, right? So if you are going to target process and you have no prefixes and you roll mana and injury buffer and minion skill level, each time you hit reforge it will remove all three of those mods, and that's not what you want to do. So it is up to you what way you would want to do it, but I recommend getting minion skill level on the amulet already and locking that in. So let's go to the trade house and show you guys how you find a base. I already have a base, so we're gonna be crafting on that. But if you go to the trade house, you would want to go to advanced, you would want to go to gear, and it's going to be under trinket and necklace. So for the search criteria, we are going to be typing in level 82. For corroded, we will select no. And then the gear plasticity is very important. You put this on 100 because if you don't have gear plasticity at all, you won't be able to roll the item with prototype crafting. So make sure you have these 3. Now another thing you would want to do is look, of course, for the minion skill mod. So this is what you would want, and you can go ahead and search. Now, if you're looking for a specific base, for example, the Lunar Corona Amulet, which also gives +1 as the implicit, which is probably by far the best base to go with. And you can hit search, and as you can see, there is no result. So if you're looking for a specific base, you will most likely not be able to find a result, or you will find a very small amount of results. Now, there's obviously some other minion amulets, for example. Let's see, we got the app amulet over here, and there's only going to be a few results, and it's going to cost you it's going to be costing you a little more as there's only less results, so do keep that in mind. There's also the flow amulet, which gives minion damage. App amulet gives minion attack and cast speed, and the flow amulet gives minion damage. So you would rather want to go with this one. Here are some results, but as you can see, there is not many results at all. So if you want to keep it cheap, then I would just suggest finding an amulet without a base and just search it like this and find something that is really cheap. Now, attack speed does not help your minions at all. Flat attack speed does not do anything for your minions, so I would probably look for an amulet that has maybe like some, let's see, intelligence on it or strength, as there is, in fact, a node in the talent tree in God of Machines, where it says minion damage per 50 strength, and then there's minion critical strike rating for every 12 intelligence. If you do have this node, or you have this node through the divinity slates, then you can in fact get a little more damage using an amulet that has strength or intelligence. So now there's obviously some other bases that gives maybe some life, perhaps. I'm not sure which bases that would be. I think they might be the base gear, or maybe there is no amulet with life. I think there's only yeah. Okay, so there is no amulet with life on it. So you will only be looking for random amulets here. But in fact, it does not really matter unless you want the strength one for the note that I just showed you guys. But yeah, as you can see, there is going to be many results. And if you want to look for a specific price, you would go to highlight and you would select the item price and put on the minimum. Or no, the maximum. You would want to put this on, let's say you would want to spend in total 10 FE. You would type in 10. Let's say you want to spend at most 5 FE, then you search for 5 and then it will highlight some results for you. Now, if you buy one, ooh, this is actually pretty nice. This one has 150 plasticity. So there are cases that items have 150 plasticity, in fact, and as you can see, this one has 150, which means it'll give you more tries on the prototype crafting. So if you can find one with 150 plasticity, well, that's even better. I would probably even get that one. But like I said, I already have an amulet to craft on, so I'm going to stick to that one for now. And yeah. These are some pretty good results. And if you want to try and keep it cheap, then this is the best way to search for an amulet. Anyway, let's start crafting. So you can go to the dealer, or you can go in your inventory and click on the small anvil button over here and start crafting. Now the first thing you would want to do is lock in the minion skill level. So locking the minion skill level, it is going to cost me precious embers, as you can see. And the reason why it's going to cost me precious ember is because minion skill level is from a judgment processing mod, and this is going to use precious embers, so that's why it's costing precious embers. So we are going to hit craft until we hit another nice mod, and like I said, you can do it this way, but you can also, if you rather craft on a different base but you don't have mini skill level on it, you can decide to fill up the mods with mana regen and the injury buffer and then try and hit for mini skill level. Actually, I can probably show you guys how that works after this one. But yeah, we're just gonna hit craft, and as you can see, we'll get two options over here. Now, the right side is what we just crafted, and the left side is what our amulet looks like right now, and it's up to you which one you want to keep. Now, for me, how I decide what I want to keep or not is by looking at the tiers, but also by looking at what the mods are. So let's say this would be minion attack and cast speed. I would probably want to keep that. But if it's gonna be a low tier and I have like tier 1 life, for example, then it's not worth to sacrifice that mod for. So you're gonna have to make difficult choices sometimes. But that comes with crafting. So yeah, I'm going to confirm this just in case. I don't know why, but okay, there we go. We got some life over here. That's a nice mod we would like to keep, and I'm going to confirm that, so we will have this life just in case. If we don't roll anything better, then we have this. So, we got a lightning resistance. Now, resistance is one of the more annoying mods to roll, especially to get a good tier of it. So, resistance is definitely something I would want to sacrifice for a tier 5 max life, and also resistance gives me a higher value. It is a higher tier, so it is very well worth it for me to sacrifice the tier 5 life for the tier 4 resistance. So we're going to confirm on this, and we will keep on rolling until we hit something better. Alright, we got erosion resistance, which is also not very bad. Erosion resistance is something that most people would need. So I'm going to confirm this, as my current amulet also has resistance for erosion. And if I remove that amulet, I would lose some erosion resistance. Yeah, that's a very good tip, by the way. If you are gonna craft a new item, I would first look at your previous item. What do you have right now? This is what I have, for example, and what is a better tier to accept, right? So I would at least want tier 3 erosion resistance and a tier 5 lightning resistance. So for me, I have to mainly focus on the erosion resistance rather than lightning. Anyway, let's continue crafting our amulet. And we got Reap, which is not very useful. It's a bad mod actually. And I'm going to cancel on the Reap. And I will keep my erosion runs. We got a tier 4 cold resistance. It's not something I really need. I am in fact capped on my resistances, so I'm not going to go with that. Now, if you want, you can decide to lock in the erosion resistance, but as soon as you lock in 2 or more mods, it is going to cost you flame elementium, and I don't find that worth it over a tier 4 mod. I would rather roll a new amulet and try and hit for a higher tier resistance. So most likely I only lock in mods when it's like at least tier 2 or tier 1. Tier 4 is simply not worth my flame elementium for, so that's why I don't lock in the resistance. Now, if you are satisfied with what you currently have, mini skill level and a good resistance, then you can go ahead to target processing, but do keep in mind that if you start target processing, it will remove all of your plasticity, and you can no longer go back to prototype crafting. So, and that's why I most likely would like to keep on rolling with the plasticity that I have left to see if I can in fact roll a better tier of any resistance or whatever I might need. So over here we do have a tier 4 lightning resistance and a tier 6 erosion resistance. Now I would say that would be a good deal, but the thing is, as you can see, the erosion resistance is lower, and yeah, there is intelligence on it, which is not a very good mod. It's still useful, but I would assume that most people would want resistance over an intelligence mod. So I'm going to confirm on the resistance because, as you have seen my amulet before, I have tier 1 minion skill level and tier 1 attack and cast speed. So this amulet is definitely not going to be something that I would use in the end, unless it happens to roll the attack speed tier 1. So yeah, if you do end up rolling, you know, a good resistance but you can't use it, you can always end up selling the item, or you can look at one of your other items, obviously, and see if you can maybe swap the resistance and still try and cap your resistances. And that's obviously totally up to you. What I'm going to do most likely with this amulet is I'm probably going to try and sell it for like a very low amount, as there is not a lot of interesting mods on it. But yeah. That is all of my plasticity. We will go over to the targeted processing. So, targeted processing, as you can see, it is going to cost me at least 2 flame elementium in fact, 6 embers, and 20 flame sand, which is actually a lot, and I don't find it worth it to use my flame elementium on tier 4 and tier 5, 6 mods. So I think I'm going to skip this process actually. But yeah, would be nice to add on this amulet would be obviously minion movement, attack speed, and cast speed, depending on your build. If your build does not have any use for this, then yeah, you probably won't really need this. Now another mod that is probably nice would be, let's see, all elemental resistance, which is another resistance mod, and then I believe that is pretty much all of the minion mods. I don't believe there's minion damage, but yeah, max life would also be very good. But yeah, I'm just going to enchant this and see if someone will take it for, you know, maybe like a 5 FE or something. Since that's pretty much what it looks like that it's worth. Oh, sorry. Enchant. So yeah, I'm gonna hit it with a live enchant, or if you... Well, we can also do resistance, actually. I think most people would need resistance instead, so I'm gonna go with resistant, yeah. Yeah, anyway, for our other amulet, over here, for example, we have max energy shield. Now that is a prefix, in fact. Let's see if we can find another amulet with a resistance, for example, like this one. Yeah. So let's say I go for the other option and I fill in all of the prefix mods. Well, for this, you're going to need a tier 1 suffix, right? Or at least I would recommend getting a tier 1 suffix, because if you're just going to be rolling with no locked mods, then you will less likely get a good mod, and that is going to be very unfortunate. But as you can see, it does only cost 3 flame sand, so if you don't have a lot of embers, then this is also a way to roll your item, but you will less likely be able to get a good mod. And that's why I'm going with this tier 1 cold resistance. And what we would want to aim for is removing all of the prefixes and try and get like injury buffer or the mana region mod. Let's see if we can... Is that the mana region mod? I believe it might be. Let's see. Wait, no, this is percentage mana per second. This is flat mana, so flat mana comes from this mod, yeah. So this is not the right mod that we are looking for. Let's see, where is the amulet? There we go. So we are going to keep on rolling until we find either injury buffer or the percentage mana. Oh, wait, what? Oh, we got we got a nice fire resistant roll, actually. Wow, I didn't even see that. Thank God this warning message is there, so if you do happen to skip over something, you do get a warning message. And yeah, we got a nice fire resistant mod. Wow. That is actually very nice. Now, at this point, I would say yes, it is worth to roll with Flame Elementium. But yeah, this is already becoming a whole different amulet at this point. But anyway, let's give it a try anyway. Now, if I do roll another tier 1 mod that does not have anything to do with rolling the +1 minion skill, then I would probably keep that and try and sell this amulet. But yeah, like I explained, you would want to go for the injury buffer and the percentage mana per second, and then try and hit with the skill level. And you might get minion skill level that way. Let's see. I don't see it appearing at the moment. Ooh, tier 2 erosion resistance? Okay, this is actually becoming a pretty interesting amulet at the moment. I was aiming for these mods, but as you can see, we are not rolling that, so let's see if we can find another amulet actually. Yeah, this might become a very long video if this keeps on happening actually. But I hope you guys get the idea at least. Also, the stash is bugged. I can't click on this. Does anyone else have this problem? Because this has been happening for quite a while now, since I logged on. But yeah. This is definitely becoming a whole different amulet. Rolling injury buffer is probably not gonna be it. I think the amulet looks quite nice the way it is already with tier 2 mods, so let's see if I can give you guys the example on this. But if not, yeah, I hope you guys just get the idea of what people are doing. I can also show you guys in the market actually. A lot of people have been doing it with injury buffer. Yeah, let's see if we can hit it ourselves actually, because it should be a common mod. And of course, if we hit another tier 1 mod, well, that's also very nice. We got a tier 3 lightning rest, we take that. But yeah, unfortunately, we are not. Oops. Ah, no. I clicked too fast. That was my bad. But yeah, as you can, oh, crit, okay, interesting. But yeah, as you can see, we are not hitting injury buffer. But I do want to show you guys what it's like to, you know, what people do trying to roll their +1. So, hold on, let me type in a minion skill. So, as you can see, what people are doing mainly, they are rolling the percentage mana per second and the injury buffer. And when you do roll this, you have a better chance at rolling minion skill level. And the reason why is that when you have these two mods, you can no longer craft these mods because it is already on your amulet, which means the only remaining thing that it can roll is skill level, which can be mini skill level, lightning skill level, fire skill level, whatever it might be. But as long as you roll these two mods, you have a better chance at rolling skill level. Now this is a very nice amulet, I have to say. That is that is that is very good looking. But yeah, as you can see, that is what most people are doing here. They are crafting injury buffer with mana regen to get better chances at rolling minion skill level. And I hope this this idea gets through to you guys, and that it's a little more clear to why people are crafting these two mods. Yeah, that was what I was trying to do on those two amulets, but unfortunately we did not hit that. But yeah, those are pretty much the two ways on how to craft the amulet, by either buying the +1 minion skill level already on the amulet, or by rolling injury buffer and mana regen to increase your chances on getting the skill level. So, I hope this video was useful to you guys. I hope you guys can now craft your amulets. Please leave a comment down below if you guys have any questions. And also, I stream on Twitch if you guys want to ask me any questions there or see me play my belt. I will leave a link down below in the description to my Twitch. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.